Hey Flosstube, it's Julie, the Gulf Coast Stitcher. Today is Tuesday, April 17th, and I'm just popping in for a somewhat short video today. Of course, I always say that when I start, don't I? I have been watching lots of Flosstube while I'm packing and shipping all of your orders out. Early in the morning is when I tend to do that. So my day kind of goes early in the morning, get up, pull everything out, get everything shipped, get it out to the post, then get dressed and ready for the day, and then part two of my day is schoolwork. I'm at the end almost of the semester, thank goodness, and I'll have like 1 week break, and then I'll be jumping right back into classes for summer because I'm really trying to get finished up with that. I only have, I think I've said this before, like a semester, not a semester, a year of school left, so I'm considered a senior for my bachelor's in business, and I'm just so close. I just want to push through and get it finished. The shop is doing wonderful. Thank you guys so much. I just said you guys, and you know what? I'm not going to apologize again. So many of you reached out to me. Probably more people have reached out to me about my comment about me being caught saying you guys, more than anything else, more than congratulations on the shop, more than special orders for the shop. More people reached out to me and said, just be you, don't apologize. If someone's offended, they'll move on. You know, everybody gets offended these days in one way or another for something, so I guess it wasn't the worst thing I could have said, so I'm going to really try to not apologize for that. I tell you what, it is very tough being a type A personality and also a people pleaser. Anybody out there who is in that same boat with me can tell you that that is not easy. I want everybody to be happy, and I want to take care of all the details and take care of everything, and that's a tough situation to make happen. So, all that aside, I'm going to probably say you guys again, and who cares, right? We've decided we don't care. As far as WIPs go, I had to put down the Prairie Life just for a moment. I miss it. I really, really am enjoying stitching that. But I did start on Here Lies My Needles. It's still in my Duchess hoop, still has my needle stuck in it. So it's the ever so tiniest of starts, but it just started yesterday. So I was happy to get something put in there. I'm so busy these days, I'm not really getting a ton of stitching done. Let's see. I have no notes. I thought I'll just pop in real quick before I go run errands and update everyone. Kitten Stitcher Teresa did challenge all of us to, I forgot what she called it, and I don't have my notes, but basically something small that we can do to take care of ourselves. I think she's going to put something new up every video or every week. I'm not really sure. But the first thing was to paint your toenails. I did not do that. I need to because it's getting very close to sandal and flip-flop weather here in Florida, which most of the time is flip-flop weather anyway. But yeah, I need to take care of that. But I did go into the jewelry box for her second thing. And she said pull out something fancy that you don't wear. Yeah, I don't have a lot of fancy jewelry. I have a lot of fancy jewelry that was my Mima's, but my Mima was like 4'9" and 80 pounds of petiteness, and I could not squeeze any of her jewelry. She didn't wear earrings. She wore clip-on earrings, which I don't have any of those. But her rings and all of her rings and bracelets look like they're for a toddler. There's no way that that would work for me. But I did pull out a pair of earrings that I haven't worn in a while, and they're not fancy. I usually wear silver. I don't wear a lot of gold, or faux gold in this case. I usually wear silver or white gold, and then last night, Danny says, your earrings look like, I said I couldn't find my earrings, the ones I normally wear in the previous videos, and he said, they look like, fishing lures, and he wasn't trying to be mean, but he said they look like top water bait spinning spoons or something like that, and it made me giggle, so all you ladies and gents that fish, that made me crack up. So I set down the fish and lure earrings and went with these. But you know, these would probably attract something in the water too. I don't know. I always wear earrings when I go on the boat. That's a weird thing, but I feel like on the boat my hair's in like a ponytail and it's all messy, and I don't have any makeup on. I'm covered with SPF 3000 like I've talked about before, so I always wear like a little earring, like a hoop earring or something, just because I feel like it makes me feel a little better about my appearance on the boat, because it's not anything it's not anything fancy, that's for sure. It's almost time to shop for bathing suits. I don't know how that's going to go. I have lost a ton of weight, as I've told all of you guys. There it is again, all of you guys. I told everyone that I lost a bunch of weight, and I had already started losing weight last year, so I did buy a smaller bathing suit, but I'm I'm just not looking forward to that, because even when you lose weight, things are still not like they were when you were 20 years old, if you know what I'm saying. So have that to look forward to. I should be talking about all the stuff on the Stitch With Me video. I really should. I say I don't have time to do Stitch With Me videos, but yeah, I'm sitting here talking to you guys about bathing suits, about jewelry, about needing to paint my toenails. So I clearly have time. I have that only the one WIP to show. I do have a winner for the basket of eggs gifted chart from Teresa Vanette, and the winner of that is Seems So Vintage here on Flosstube. I commented on your comment already. Please reach out to me with your address. You'll have a week to do so, and then I'll redraw. I realize it's been 2 weeks since I said I was going to give that chart away, but things have been crazy. So probably the best way to reach me is on Instagram at Gulf Coast Stitches. I'm easy to find. I'm friends with almost everyone in the regularly posting community that I know of. So reach out to me that way. Yeah, so congratulations on that. We still have one more week for this giveaway, which is the candle chicking, also a gift from Teresa Vanette. She's the kindest. I will be gifting this away next weekend. And so in your comments on my last video, please leave the comments on the last video. So if you haven't watched it, you need to go do so. And you'll see directions there on what to do for that. Flosstube, I think I've just said, I don't know, this is the second time I tried to record this video, because the first time there was crazy jackhammering going on at the neighbor's house who's getting a new pool patio. I'm really jealous of the fact, jealous isn't the right word, I'm envious of the fact that they have a beautiful pool, and we live on the water, which is wonderful. I'm blessed to be literally, I have a seawall between me and the water, but I would love to have a pool on that seawall between me and the water, because yeah, there's nothing scary in a pool. Sometimes I go behind the house and swim by myself, which I don't do a whole lot, because I'll be out there just swimming around, having to, feeling pretty good. And then I'll swear that something touched my foot or my leg, and I'm like one of those crazy memes on the internet that I literally probably run so fast out of the water it looks like I'm walking on water trying to get away from there. So yeah, then I get all skeeved out and freaked out that I'm by myself and something could happen and then nobody would know what happened to me. And so yeah, I would like to have a pool on the water. I'd like to have a pool no matter where I live in the future, but hopefully we'll be able to stay here for a while. So that's a bunch of jabbering about what's going on with me these days. Going to give you some shop updates. Don't forget the Here Lies My Needles Sal is to be found on Facebook. I have linked that in several videos prior to this one. It's just Here Lies My Needles SAL group on Facebook. It is a closed group. However, I just need to see that you're a stitcher and not a troll. I mean, that's the best way to say it. We haven't turned down. I don't think I've turned down anybody in that group yet. Michelle, Garrett, and I are admins on the Eliza Bellcock Sal, and I think there was one person that had no stitching relation that we could figure out that we were like, no, this doesn't feel right. And we never heard from that person again. So if it didn't feel right, it probably wasn't right. So jump over there. Lots of you have. I'm so happy to see Jennifer, the Whistle Stop Stitcher. She joined in. Of course, me and Michelle and Heather and lots of us there. Lots of us there. So I think we're up to about 40 members so far, which is pretty good for a small Sal that we just kind of short noticed and kind of popped up on everybody. So come see us there. That's where we'll be stitching. We'll be posting our progress. Everybody's posting pictures of their floss toss. I love it. It's great. So that's going on. In other exciting shop news, if you're a member of Gulf Coast Stitches community, which I hope all of you will become a member of. That's the best place for me to post. I post pictures and just little, I don't know, it's kind of a place where I keep up with what's going on with the shop. So if you, that's also a closed group, easy to get into. It's not a thing. Lighting's kind of dark in here today. The sun's behind the clouds. I posted a sneak peek of some primitive hair, just the logo I think I put on. I was delighted to receive my primitive hair order from Isabel in Italy. Most of you know, well, I don't know if you know this or not, but the primitive hair is not distributed at any of the distributors that we shop. There's like 3 major distributors that is available to us here in the US as needlework retailers, and the primitive hair is not affiliated or doesn't have her charts sold through any of those distributors, and neither does Hands Across the Sea to my knowledge. So those are 2 designers that I try very hard to carry and keep in stock, because I know, as someone who doesn't have a local LNS, when I need to shop online, you can't find those charts at 123 Stitch. You can't find those charts at a lot of your online retailers. Now, some of us do have them, and hats off to the people who do. I think it's wonderful service to those of us who don't have an actual needlework shop to go to. So I did recently get a bunch in. I have another order already placed. Now, I will say that it took her a while to ship them to me. She's very, very busy doing lots of international needlework shows. She was at Market, and then she was at the Italian show, which I remember last year saying, you know what, next year I'm going to be at Market. I'm going to have a shop, and I'm going to be at Market in Nashville. And this year I kind of feel, and I definitely will be, that's happening for sure. But I also kind of now think, I want to go to the one in Italy. I really want to make that happen. So send all your well wishes my way on that, because I believe in ask, believe, receive, and I really feel like I will be at the one in Italy eventually. So I'll see and I will stock up when I get there if that's the case. You can believe that. I don't have any Stitchy acquisitions since my last video, other than I did order some linen, which I do not need to order any fabric. I am telling you right now, I have enough fabric to stitch on and charts to stitch on for the rest of my life, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to buy anymore, right? I mean, we all have that same affliction. The acquisition affliction. I did buy some fabric from X Jude Design on Etsy. I hope that they'll be here soon. They've already shipped. They come from overseas. I can't remember where. I want to say Hungary, Belgium. I'm sorry. It was my first time shopping there. But I had heard Ginger Gerald had mentioned the fabric, and then I was gifted a beautiful piece of her fabric. So I thought, I'll give it a shot and try. The fabric for this chart, for the Here Lies My Needles that I selected, is, I believe it's called Rosewood, and it's a 36 count. So some people had asked me that. One day I will have like an itinerary or a script or some sort of notes, because I'm horrible about this, but I just want to talk to y'all like you're sitting here at the kitchen table with me, sitting here. I wish you were sitting here looking out at this beautiful water with me and having a cup of coffee or a glass of wine or a glass of water and talking shop. That's what we like to do. So that's why I'm kind of unscripted, and I try to just do this off the cuff. It's easier than it was initially, I will tell you that. I hope I can get back outside soon to film on the porch, because the weather is turning beautiful, but it is so windy that it makes it miserable to try to show you guys things and to try to keep, everything together on the table. So I hope to get back to filming outside soon. Okay, without further ado, I say that a lot too. I notice I'm someone who has when you go back and watch your own Flosstube videos, you pick up on a lot of things that you say a lot. It's kind of funny. I'm going to go through some of the primitive hair charts. I will not rapid fire these too much, because I feel like these deserve a little bit extra time. So Primitive Hare. Yay. I'm a huge fan. I always have been. I've purchased some of her charts from other designers or other shops, and am just delighted to be able to offer them to you guys. I don't even know where to start. I'm going to flip the stack over and start at the back because that seems to be a good one. Okay, this is a favorite of mine. Christmas Carol Sampler. So her charts are a little more pricey. I think you'll see that they range from $14 to $18, but they are cardstock. Many of them, this one is not a good example, but many of them come with a working copy or a reversed copy, and I'll show you that when we get there. I absolutely love this. God bless us, everyone. I love this. So this is the Christmas Carol Sampler. There's some of those on the shop. October 31st. Cute little prim pumpkin woman wearing clothes. So cute. Bee alert. This is Sarah's favorite. This is Sarah's favorite in this. She checked all these in last night when they came in for the shop and helped me out with that. And it's called Honey, Spirits of the Woods, but it says home is where your honey is. Now, something to know about this is that this fabric is a Primitive Hare exclusive fabric. It has a honeycomb kind of hand paint. I don't know if it's graphically printed on there. I haven't seen this fabric in person. I have ordered her fabric for myself personally, and it's lovely. It's old and crusty and grungy and lovely. That's the best way to put it. So the honeycombs and the hive are not stitched, just this part. Super cute. 130 by 98. And I like her charts have minimal amounts of color too. Not amounts of color. That's not the right word. That wasn't the right way to mean. Minimal. There's not too many flosses. That's the best way to put it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You don't have to buy, 100 floss colors to finish her charts. So if you want to go fancy floss, it's not going to break the bank. Christmas Makers. How cute. North Pole Christmas Makers. This is on her Bolin fabric, which has some words printed on it that you're unable to read. I don't have any of that in stock. If there's a call for fabric, I will order that from her on my next order. So if that's something you're interested, it's a little pricey, and that I would ask you to prepay for that before I order it from Italy and pay the international shipping. DHL is not cheap, but it was worth, I felt like my order was big enough when I did order with her this time that I was happy to have tracking on it, because you just never know. And it came pretty battered, but everything inside was safe, so that was good. Christmas Pumpkin Queen. Pumpkin woman wearing clothes. How cute. I love this. This is stitched on her Old Salem. It's just an old grungy tea-dyed. I have purchased some of that for myself. Hers comes in 30 count, I believe, or 40 count. So I purchased the 30 count, and it seemed a little loose for my personal taste. So if I bought again, I would buy 40. But it's pretty cool. And when I bought fabric from her, it literally still smelled like coffee and tea, and I was so excited because I was fangirling because it came from Italy, and there was actually like coffee grounds in the bag that it was in, or some sort of material. I loved that. It's pretty cool. So like I said, if you want her fabric, you can always, I'll be happy to order it for you on my next order. It does take her a couple of weeks to send things in, and that would be something I would collect in advance, just because I don't plan on carrying that. And if for some reason you change your mind, I don't really particularly need it in my personal stash. So email me if that's what you want to do. So she has a mermaid blue. She has the Bolin, which has the words printed on it. And then she has Old Salem. And I think there might be one more. Old Salem is like the coffee tea, super grungy. Then the bluish mermaid one, and the printed Bolin. Speaking of mermaids, Now, I know this is semi-anatomically correct, and if you're offended, look away. But I'm showing the chart just as it is. This is real life, people. I love it. It says, Mermaid of Melodies, Guardian of the Deep Blue, and then at the bottom it says Siren. And this can be stitched separately. It's kind of charted separately inside. So that's up to you. Make it your own. Do your thing. I can think of a bunch of cool ways to finish that. I love that. Season of the Witch. Old Salem linen. See how grungy that is? But you can do your own grunge. Or you could stitch on whatever the heck you want to. I like that. This is one of her older charts, I believe, because 2013, because she did a lot of this kind of font. It's kind of similar to this. I'm into it though. I really like it. This is stitched all in DMC, only 7 flosses. Use Queen of the Needles. Sarah also likes this too because she loves a good pun. How cute is that? This is a needle book. Doesn't have to be. You can stitch it how you want to. She gives you little directions on the back too. Her charts are awesome. I mean, the quality of these. They're not booklets like Hands Across the Sea, but they're not on paper either. So this is my favorite. This is my very favorite Primitive Hare. If you followed me on Flosstube, you have seen this in my personal stash. This is part of my Mania plans, even though I don't really want to commit to a start every day in Mania, but what I'm doing is creating a list of all the things that I want to get to in 2018. So I may not do Mania in the sense that I start 18 projects in the month of May, but I'm committing to which 18 projects I want to do throughout the year. So here it is, the Colonial Hare. Okay, this chart is worth every penny because I can't show you the chart, but I can tell you that. Sorry, I'm the worst. Every single time I need to put my phone on airplane mode, I forget to. Or I'll put it on Do Not Disturb and then forget. My family's like, why can't we reach you? Your phone's been off for 2 days. Colonial Hare, again. So, the thing that's awesome about Isabel's charts, she has them in here in both directions. So you can see the one with the brown is facing that way. This one is facing this way. You don't have to go upstairs and make a copy or flip it on your phone and try to figure it out. She has it printed in here so that they are in here. Also, they're printed on great big pieces of paper, which is nice. They're not in a bunch of pieces. She also shows you how this would look on the Bolin fabric and how it would look on her Old Salem. I'm pretty sure that's Old Salem. On the coffee tea dyed one. So, and also, to make things further easy for you and to spoil us a little bit more, if you want to use brown, then she provides it. The one that goes this way is charted with the brown as if you couldn't figure out how to switch blue to brown, but you don't have to figure it out because she's done it for you. So I am going to be stitching this soon. I don't know if I will actually do a sal, so to speak, but I will be posting my progress on Instagram. So if this is something that floats your boat too, get it and let's do it together. Let's keep up with each other on it. So I love it because Animal's wearing clothes and she looks so regal with her necklace. I love that. And this is cool too because if you don't want to do her whole body, that's cool. She's charted it just with the head for you too. So there's kind of like 3 or 4 charts in one in that one. Next up, Prim Needles. This is a needle keep. So cute. Love this. This was stitched on 30 count Bolin. You can see the writing again. Oh, this is a good one. Bee alert. If you love bees, look up now. Telling the bees. Now here you can see that beautiful fabric, and this is the only part that you get is the chart for this part. So if this fabric is something you love, reach out to me and I'll tell you how much it is. It's not cheap, but it's very nice. And if you would like it, I will get it for you. But you could do it on anything. I love that. That's a cute one. And that only has eight flosses. I love Oh, bee people, look up. Be happy. How cute is that? With the lady, the beekeeper, and the bees. So beautiful. This one has 6 colors, all cross stitched with a little bit of back stitch. The back of them, look at, there's the colonial hare. Nice. Bewitched Stitches alert. Witch familiar. This is coming home with me, or one of these, or staying home with me. I'm not a cat person, but suddenly I am. I love everything about this. The kitty, the shoes, the mass amounts of black coverage where I can just sew and not even think about it and just get going on it. So cute. It's kind of a dark picture, but you can see how shiny the print is on these. She doesn't spare any expense, I can tell you that. 5 colors on that one. Halloween greetings. That's a super grungy piece of Old Salem. So cute. Love that. This is also in my pile of things to do on 2018, and it has made my mania list. It will not be done before the Jane Austen stitch along, but it's Pride and Prejudice. And the thing to love about this chart, again, it's got all the pages, like I said. She charts it for you with them silhouetted in black. But if you don't want to be bothered with how to figure out how to change a chart, she also does it with them silhouetted in white. And then she shows you that you don't have to do all of this if you're not into it. You can just do the silhouettes and finish it that way. I love the thought that goes into her photographs on the front. So cute. So this is Pride and Prejudice's bicentenary, I don't even know how to say that word. Bicentenary sampler. I've not quite ever heard it put that way. This is the mermaid linen that I was talking about, which is like a blue-gray. This chart has 3 colors, and that's it. DMC. Easy, easy peasy. Crow's Lullaby. This is Sarah, also going on Sarah's stitch list because she loved it. When she was checking these in, she just got the whole store, the whole shop stuff organized and got everything filed for me and had everything put away. And we were packing it up and DHL came and delivered a package. And she was like, oh, here we go. We got to do this again. So we put them all away last night so that it would be easy to access when we need to. But look at those blackbirds. Super cute. Love that. That is only stitched in 310. Surprise, surprise there. White Witch. I have seen this on Bewitched Stitches lately, and it was lovely when it was done. I loved it. Again, lots of thought put into the photos here, showing you different ways you can display things or different ways you can do things. This one is stitched on Mermaid Bay linen. You don't have to do that. You could do whatever you want. This would be beautiful on like Haunted or Gray Skies by Fabric Flare. Any of those would be beautiful. Or, what's the one I'm really in, like, Old Cedar Plank? That'd be pretty. My stomach's growling if y'all hear that. Oh, you already saw Christmas makers. Snowy Christmas. This is happening because it's a snow woman wearing clothes. So adorable. And lots of coverage. I used to shy away from big blocks of color until I learned how to sew. Until I learned how to do the sewing method. And once I learned how to do the sewing method, I love it. It makes me feel like I'm really getting somewhere. And I do sew in a hoop. Minnie Gray taught me via her Flosstube that she sews in a Q-snap. That I can't do. But in a hoop, I sure can. The unicorn. Now, someone had messaged me, and I need to go back and dig in the archives because it was like the first day I opened the store. They messaged me and said that this chart was their unicorn. So I have held one back. If that was you, message me again if I don't find your email before you see this video. If not, don't freak out. I've got one held back for you. And I'll hold it back for a week or two, and then I'll put it back in the shop if nobody gets it. That's on the Bolin linen. You could do this on anything. Beautiful, beautiful. The Unicorn, Believe in Dreams. Jane Eyre. I did not get as many of these as I had hoped. I don't know if that means she ran out or what had happened. But, yeah, Jane Eyre fans. How cute. Charlotte Bronte, October 1847. I am no bird. I can't even see that. I don't have my glasses on. I'm not going to try. I can't see where it changes colors. Salem Stitcher Hood. I have this in my personal stash. I got this. I bought this from Market from another seller before I was a seller, and I love it. So cute. I think I may have said this before. I hope, a couple 100 years from now, somebody is stitching a scene of us floss tubing. I don't know. I love it. The much anticipated Market release, The Robin, Spirit of the Woods, The Hedgehog, Spirit of the Woods, and The Fox, Spirit of the Woods. Sarah said that she felt like the face on this fox looked like Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's Sarah's take on it. She's not here to tell you, so. And last but not least, some fairy tales. If you're into fairy tales, look up now. Rapunzel. Look at Rapunzel's hair in this. Love it. And she has finishing directions on here on how she did that. Snow White. There's that font that just screams primitive hair to me. And this, as beautiful as this is, it only has 6 flosses. DMC and General Arts. I love she keeps it simple for us like that. And Sleeping Beauty. There's that font again. So these were released in 2013, and it's about that time all of her stuff kind of has that same font look. I am so sorry. My phone never rings, ever, until I'm on a video. Okay, so there's so many more primitive hairs. That's what I have right now. I have another order in. I don't want to take pre-orders on this because, like I said, it takes her quite a while to ship it. And I don't want to go on the assumption that everything I order is going to be in stock. You guys, oh, excuse me. You guys know that that's not my thing. The only thing I will accept prepayment on is going to be Market, of course, because I plan on, when we get to Market next year, buying the stuff for you there, staying an extra day or two, and shipping it from there, because you know how I feel about prompt shipping. I don't think any of us should be waiting months after Market to get our charts unless there was a sellout or a designer needed to reprint, which is totally understandable. But that's my plan. The only other time I will do a prepayment is if you want something fully kitted up. And let me tell you why. Because I don't plan on stocking all of the floss and all of the linen for all of the things. I just don't have the space or the time or the desire to do that, to be quite honest with you. But I'll be more than happy to get something for you, kitted up. Now, you all know that I'm new at this, and already 2 people asked me, and I kind of operate on the honor system. I mean, that's just what I do. That's how I feel like things should be. And I operate on the premise that most people are good and most people will do what they say that they're going to do. And if they won't, somebody right behind them will be happy to scoop it up. That being said, I have two people already, 2 customers who I fully kitted something up for that have not responded to my emails once I was able to acquire the things they needed. And I think what happens is, as stitchers, we're kind of impulsive shoppers. Like, we want what we want. We see somebody else doing it. We get the, fear of missing out. We want to jump on it and get it right away. So we email the first person that we know will email us right back. So maybe for you, that's me. And in the meantime, and I say, sure, I'll order that for you. But it takes it honestly takes about a week to get floss. Everything else comes fast. Floss is notoriously out of stock at the distributors. So I found it's much better to order directly from Diane at Classic Colorworks, Diane Williams, to order directly from Gentle Arts, to order directly from Weeks. But they don't turn stuff the same day like the big distributors do. I try to order floss from distributors already, and I get 6 out of the 15 I've ordered, and then I'm behind. You know, what would happen in that case is, say you wanted me to order you 15 flosses. So I order 15. 6 of them show up because I don't know that they're going to be cut until they get here. Now it's been 2 days, and now I have to contact Classic Colorworks for the other 9, and it takes them a week. So now you've been waiting for 10 days, and we all know that stitchers don't like to wait. So more often than not, I think what's happening is they're going somewhere that stocks all the floss online, and that's fine. That's cool. There are enough stitchers out there to support all of the online retailers and local needlework shops. That's for sure. So that was a really long way to say, if you want me to kit something up, I will be more than happy to. But before I purchase, that is one thing that I will be sending out a PayPal invoice on, just because I'm already stuck with a few kits, a few fully kitted charts that I'm not interested in stitching. I don't really want to list them on the website, because then what happens is I list it, somebody buys it, it shows that it's out of stock, and then someone says, hey, can you order that for me again? And then I'm kind of chasing my tail, kitting up one here, one there, one here, one there. So if you want something, please let me know. I will tell you that for some reason, and I don't know where this is coming from, but His Eyes on the Sparrow, which is Beth Twist from Heartstring Sampleries, beautiful sampler. I mean, this thing is huge too. This is 435 by 363. I must have missed a Flosstube video somewhere or something, because I have gotten more requests for this in the past few days than I have for anything that came out at market, for any other chart, even more than Lizzie Kate. And people are wanting this fully kitted. I can tell you that the floss required for this to get all the floss, and it's to stitch it 1/2. So if you want to stitch 2/2, you have to buy double floss. $68 is what it cost me to get it all for you. So think about that. I have emailed people individually who wanted, who reached out to me, and I've let them know. Again, I did the little trial run with the linen on the Here Lies My Needles. I don't have a sewing machine. I don't have to, I just raw cut it. I do have a wonderful stitchy friend, Robbie, who said, hey, if you want to do linen, I can zigzag the edges for you. But the trouble with that is that you all buy stuff the second that I get it, which is wonderful. But I would have to get it and bring it in and cut it and then get it to Robbie and then get it back and then list it. And by now we've moved on to so many other things. So as far as linen goes in the future, if there's something that you want, reach out to me. I'll see what I can do. I can get most of the linen, Weeks, Dames of the Needle, R&R, that all comes from distributors. I will tell you that Picture This Plus, I am set up with them. However, I have not ordered from them but I have not ordered from them, and their information says that it takes them 4 to 6 weeks, because they die as you order it, to fulfill orders. So if you want something from Picture This Plus, I'd be happy to order it for you, but it'd be prepay and be 4 to 6 weeks, because I want to deliver. I want to give you guys exactly what you want when you want it. I just want to be transparent about that. So if you want the fancy floss for something, for any chart, even if you want DMC floss for a chart, you just don't feel like digging in your stash or going and getting it, let me know. I'll be happy to do that. Floss will be on a prepay PayPal invoice situation. I had a customer reach out to me, a stitchy friend, and she seemed kind of upset when I told her I was going to send her a PayPal invoice. If you're not very PayPal savvy, I mean, I feel like most stitchers are, just know that a seller, that no other person has to somehow get permission to send you an invoice. You have the right to not pay it if it gets to you and then you don't get your product. But I had a customer very confused about how I was able to PayPal her without her permission. And I talked about that a little bit on the last or a couple videos ago. Basically, if you ask me to put you on a list for something, I'm going to PayPal you when it comes in. It's just too much for me to, and too much for you in your email inbox to email you and let you know something's here and then ask you if it's okay to PayPal you for it. If you have emailed me and asked me for something specifically, it's understood that you are okay with being PayPal'd. That's why you asked to be put on the list. So everyone who asked to be on the Jeanette Douglas list for the next installment, no need to fear. The second I get those, you will get a PayPal invoice. So just know that that's how that goes. If there's anything else that you want and I get it for you special and I send you a PayPal invoice, that's how you handle it. And communicate with me. If there's an issue, a problem, I'll be happy to fix it. I'll do my best. That's the best thing I can tell you. I try if anything happens, or so far things have been very smooth. I haven't had a ton of things go wrong. I did have one little inventory hiccup because I accidentally sent 2 of the same chart to someone, so then I was short one. But no problem. She's sending it back and I'm sending it out to the customer and everybody's fine with that. If I mess up, I try to make it worth your while to trust me to fix it. I try to throw in a little freebie or a little something to make it up to you. Maybe a small chart or some fancy floss or some Pat's needles or something. I ordered a ton of Pat's needles to come in. I ordered them today. I hope they're here by Friday. Hopefully they're not out of stock. She did tell me that they should be restocked by now. So that will be awesome. I will be going cross-eyed packing needles, I'm sure, because there's a ton of you on the list for that. The last thing I want to say is that I'm going to, on the community page, I'm going to start doing giveaways. So if you're a customer of mine, if you've ever purchased from me before and you're active on the Gulf Coast Stitches community group page, I will just randomly gift you, if you win, if I select your name, I will randomly send you a chart. That's what I'm going to do. I think that is a nice way to pay it forward. I think it's a way to not have to keep up with being entered in a giveaway. I think that if you're on the Gulf Coast Community Stitches page, that the Gulf Coast Stitches community page, sorry, I feel like if you're actively posting there, you're a stitcher. I can probably look at your purchase history with the shop and kind of know what you're into, and I'm gonna sprinkle stitchy kindness that way. So that's a good place for you to be if you like stitchy kindness, because that's how I'm gonna do it. Probably not gonna do a ton of giveaways just on Flosstube anymore, mainly because I want to get the group of my customers tighter together. So please check out the shop. Give me a chance to show you that I will deliver for you, and I hope to see you all soon. I love every one of you all. I'm going to grab a coffee to start part 2 of this day, which equals homework and preparing for all the family to start coming home for the day. So thank you so much. Leave questions or comments below. Please save the hate mail. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs down. If you thumbs down me, message me privately and quantify that. I would appreciate it. I'll do what I can to make it better. That's it. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to go right now onto the shop and make all of the primitive hair charts that I've just showed live. I have not done that yet. So it'll be a race to the finish, I'm sure, till everybody purchases them all up. But not to fear, more will be coming behind those and some different charts too. So have a great day, guys. Happy stitching.